my fellow makeup junkies, welcome to my channel for the love of glitter. Today we're going to do a swatch and talk, which is where I live swatch a palette and I kind of talk about the formula for you guys. Today we're talking about the Star Wars Mandalorian palette from ColourPop. It is a 9-pan palette and it is super cute. I do believe it's still available on their website, but I don't think that they're going to continue restocking it. So if it's something you want, especially after seeing this video, I would go directly to the site and order it right now so you don't end up wanting it later on and have to order it from eBay at a ridiculous price. Here's the color story. This does have a mirror in it, which I am a fan of. It says cutest in the galaxy. And here is the color story, which I am a huge fan of this color story. I think it's perfect if you want to add pops of color into your neutral look. I am actually really happy with the amounts of mattes versus shimmer in this palette. I feel like it's a good ratio. There are 4 shimmer metallics and then the rest of them are mattes, except one is a sequin shade. And a sequin shade is basically a matte with some micro glitters in it. Some people love them and some people hate them. Starting off with the first shade called Precious Cargo. If I say any of these names wrong, I apologize. I don't really watch The Mandalorian. I think he's cute as heck, but I tried watching one episode. Probably need to watch more. It was really hard for me to get into. This shade I was slightly disappointed in. It is definitely a topper shade, a gold sheen, a vanilla gold, I'd say topper shade. And while it is really pretty, I think this one would have been even prettier as a metallic because it doesn't have like a bunch of different shifts going on. This next one I automatically knew would be my favorite. You can tell in pan it's going to be so reflective. And this one is called, I believe, Right Hand Mondo. And this one is a super intense metallic and I'm obsessed with it. It is by far my favorite in the entire palette. Looks wet. This one is called Just Like a, oh my gosh, I'm going to say this wrong, tattooing. Oh, I don't know. But this one swatched beautifully. It swatched perfect. Definitely good for a transition shade in this palette or even just a crease for a natural crease color. This one's called Sipping Soup. This one is really pretty. I did have to build it up a little bit, but it still performed really nice. Not as metallic as the first metallic green, but it was still pretty shimmery. The next one is called Babyface, and it's a matte kind of minty green. I am actually curious if this is similar to any in the Mint to Be palettes, because I feel like this one, out of all of them, would be the most similar. I do have that palette, so I'll have to compare it later. This one is swatched kind of weird at first, but I think it just wasn't evenly distributed on my finger at first because it built up just fine. This next one, I'm not going to lie, it looks so beautiful in pan, and the swatch didn't impress me as much as I thought it would. I thought it would be as metallic and bright and intense as the first green we swatched, but it definitely is metallic, but it just doesn't have an oomph of background pigment, but it's not a topper, it's like in between, and I just wish it was a true metallic. This next one is called Little Frog. This one is kind of just like an olive green type of shade. I felt like it swatched perfectly fine. I feel like almost everything swatched perfectly fine so far, honestly. I did have to build it up mainly just so that my swatch would kind of be the same width all the way down because I do take pictures of this for my Instagram after, but it still performed just fine. Moving on to the last 2 shades, we are on Float Your Crib. This one is very similar to an Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow I recently purchased. It's like this olivey green with a lot of gray to it, so it's a little bit more of a grungy olive. And this one performs almost the same exact way where it looks a little patchy at first, but you have to build it up and then it looks just fine. It looks nice and smooth and it is buildable. So I don't really have a problem with it as long as it can build. We'll have to see how it performs on the eye. And last but not least, we have Droid Protocol, when I dip my finger into a ColourPop Cosmetics palette and there is a warm tone brown or a red tone brown, I'm always nervous it's going to be gritty and dry. Originally, that's how they did those formulas, and now it's like they are improving their formulas because they're never gritty and dry. And I find that the gritty dry ones are usually harder to blend out on the eye. And these ones, although I do have to build them up, they are softer and they just seem to blend a little bit better. And you do have to build them up, but I do prefer this formula much more. This color story, I give an A+. I'm obsessed. I think this is a great color story if you want to include some pops of color, but you're not quite there yet. Like, you're not ready to dive into a rainbow palette anytime soon. I feel like all the shades swatched nicely. We'll see how they perform on the eye in a future video. If you guys want to see me use it, let me know down below. But that's all I have to say for today. I just wanted to swatch it for you guys. Let me know, did you get this palette? Do you plan on getting this palette? I feel like if you have the Mint to Be palette, they're not identical, so I think you could definitely get away with having both. But so far, I love it. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to enter my giveaway. I'll post that down below. You can win a ColourPop Hello Kitty palette. And please subscribe and like this video if it was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying these swatch and talks. And I will see you guys in my next video.